Today in this review I will tell you about Roborock Q7. This is a redesigned version of the popular but obsolete Roborock S6 Pure. The visual design was left unchanged, but the working unit was changed. Now it has a silicone roller as the Roborock S7 has. They also increased the suction power, the volume of the container, and added a 3D map. In the expanded version, the robot comes with a self-cleaning station. This version is called Roborock Q7 Plus. In general, Roborock Q7 combines the advantages of S6 Pure and S7, and you can get it for only $500 in the basic package and $800 with self-cleaning. Let's look at the novelty from all sides. Roborock Q7 came in a branded box with a handy handle. Let's see what's inside. A backing for the charging station. It protects the laminate from moisture. A mop with a cloth installed. A spare nozzle for the mop. The traditional envelope with instructions. The robot vacuum cleaner itself. Power cord with Euro plug. Charging station. There are no traditional accessories as usual. Neither is the self-cleaning station, cause I ordered the basic version of Roborock Q7. The robot looks almost the same as the Roborock S6 Pure, snow white body. LiDAR shifted to the bumper, hinged lid, slots for the sensors. Of course there are some differences, but we will learn about them only when we turn the vacuum cleaner upside down. The LiDAR is equipped with a pressure sensor so that it doesn't get stuck under the furniture. In front of it are two buttons, start and to base. The indication is pale, sleep will not interfere. The bumper is spring-loaded with slots for the front and side sensors. The outlets are in the back. A grill directs the air upwards so it doesn't blow dust on the floor. Under the lid, in addition to the container, there is a reset button, Wi-Fi indicator and QR code for the app. The shape and location of the dust canister are the same as in the Roborock S7. The canister compartment is located next to the monitor compartment, so it is shifted to the right. The outlet grill is located nearby. With this design, the length of the dust is reduced, and the suction efficiency increases. How it affects the quality of cleaning we will learn later. The side wall of the container is occupied by HEPA filter. It can be washed under the faucet and you will have to do it often enough, as there is no capron mesh. The container is huge at 750 ml. Through the transparent walls you can clearly see the contents of the dust canister. On the side you can notice a small hatch. You will need it if you buy a self-cleaning station. Under the bottom of the Roborock Q7 is a swivel roller, a 5-beam brush, it's made of silicone, drive wheels, 4 drop sensors, charging terminals, and the working unit exactly the same as the Roborock S7. It's worth talking about it in more detail. Its frame is held not on one, but on 2 hangers, so it adapts better to the unevenness of the floor. There are self-cleaning tassels on the back of the frame. They pick hairs off the edges of the turbo brush. Instead of the usual turbo brush, there is a silicone roller in the nozzle. It effectively cleans carpets and at the same time doesn't clog with hair. Both ends can be removed for easy maintenance. A mop can be placed under the bottom at the back. It has a water tank built into it. There's no pump inside. Built-in tank capacity of 180 ml. Water flows by gravity through 2 nozzles and the abundance of wetting is manually adjustable. Wet cleaning left unchanged, the same as in the S6 Pure. The charging station is standard. From the features I want to note the brushes in the front of the terminals. They clean the hair stuck to the bottom, and the strap on the power cord. It comes in handy only once in a lifetime when you will be installing the station in its permanent location. But it's still nice that the manufacturer has taken care of such little things. Now let's evaluate the functionality of the mobile application. First, we download the Roborock app, log in, find the robot, enter the network parameters, and then follow the on-screen prompts. The connection process is standard and takes a little less than 5 minutes. On the main screen we see the notification section, where there's nothing yet, and the profile settings, where we can manage the smart home, update the firmware and connect the voice assistants. In the menu of the vacuum cleaner itself we see a map already built, and above is data of the last cleaning. To the right of the map there are quick setting buttons. The button with layers opens the settings of the map. You can rotate it, select 3D image, enable disable room names, type of covering and display of furniture. Furniture will be displayed only if you have arranged it in a special menu beforehand. The button with the brick allows you to put forbidden zones on walls, and the button with dots opens a big menu with lots of possibilities. In addition to the layers and bricks functions I just described, there is also an editor where you can change room boundaries and rename rooms, a menu for arranging furniture, the type of flooring, tile, wood, and default. Let's assume linoleum. Settings up the cleaning sequence. Deleting and renaming the map. Under the map you can choose the cleaning location in the whole apartment in the selected rooms, by the way. You can also set the number of passes from 1 to 3, or do the cleaning in the selected area. You can even set the individual suction power for each room. In the additional settings there is a tab for working with cuts. The robot can automatically recognize a map from its surroundings. You can turn off the display and power boost on carpets. Choose a time zone, set up a do not stop mode, choose a voice pack, adjust the volume, or turn off notifications altogether. You can also program a delayed start with the selection of desired zones, make spot cleaning, control with the joystick, watch the history and give access to the other family members. Overall the app is fast, convenient and functional. The only thing I didn't understand was what the choice of flooring affects. If you know, write in the comments. Let's move on to practical testing and start by checking the drop sensors. They work fine. Roborock Q7 clearly sees the edges of the table and it's not afraid of the black carpet. Now we can start testing the navigation within the room. The walk algorithm is standard. First, Roborock Q7 goes along the perimeter, then zigzags. The robot recognizes objects using LiDAR, so it can see any obstacles from 10 cm in height. It neatly goes around the pod and box, sweeping each chair leg. Roborock Q7 also managed to cope with the legs of the dryer quickly. It immediately understood where to move the tubular base, and did it without the slightest effort. The maneuverability of the robot is excellent. It easily maneuvered over 2 cm high bars. In the whole apartment, the smart vacuum cleaner also navigates without problems. It cleans room by room, doesn't make unnecessary passages, and moves quickly enough. At maximum suction power, it processed 106 square meters and spent only an hour and 40. That is, it takes less than a minute to clean a square meter. The battery capacity is 5200 mAh. If you have a large apartment and the charge was not enough to clean the entire area, the robot will return to the base, recharge and resume work from the reference mark. From the next room you may not even hear the robot. At minimum noise level, it doesn't exceed 58 decibels, but in turbo mode it can reach 71 decibels, considering the suction power of 2700 pascals. This is a normal noise level. Now let's check the most important thing, the quality of dry cleaning. During the test, the robot makes 2 passes along the walls and zigzags, which is the most common automatic cleaning algorithm. In the first test, I threw coffee, cereal, seeds, wool and some peas on the laminate. The robot confidently coped with such a task. By the way, pay attention to the performance of the end brush. Only a few particles remain in the corners. The result is 98%. The sand test illustrates the suction power well. The roller picks up sand from the first pass, but sandy streaks remain in the blind spots. The result is still good, 98%. With the thin carpet, Roborock Q7 dealt with it just as effectively and cleaned it no worse than the laminate. The result was the same, 98%. And even on the medium carpet, Roborock Q7 showed itself well. Silicone brushes comb through the deep pile and get the particles accumulated in it. As a result, 80% of the debris is collected. Analogs with such characteristics cope only with 40–60%. In general, the quality of dry cleaning Roborock Q7 is almost as good as Roborock S7, but it's hardly comparable with it in terms of wet cleaning. Let's perform a simple test with dried coffee. This is an easy task for most robots, and Roborock Q7 coped quickly too. In 2 passes, the Roborock cleaned the center of the stand, but it left some stains on the edges. Running it again didn't change the situation significantly, and this is a problem with most robots. The problem is that only the middle part of the wipe gets wet, and the edges stay dry and don't work. If you want to improve the result, moisten the wipe under the tap beforehand. But don't expect it, the robot is only suitable for delicate wet cleaning. In addition to the basic Roborock Q7, I have the maximum version of the model with a self-cleaning station. And this station fits the regular Q7 as well. When the robot notices the station, a Start Collecting Dust button appears in the app. There wasn't much debris in the container, so I didn't add anything. The base works well and the dust canister is completely clean. Details on how the base works I will tell in the video on Roborock Q7 Max. Roborock Q7 got from the previous developments of the company a stylish design, modern working accessories and high intelligence. The robot confidently navigates in a cluttered apartment, offers a lot of cleaning settings, but most importantly, it collects garbage very well, and it picks up trash as well no matter what kind of surface you have. Roborock Q7 thoroughly cleans carpets even if there is a dog in the house, collects from laminate any garbage and rubs to make it shine. If you need a not very expensive but premium dry cleaning robot and you only need wet cleaning as a secondary option, you can safely buy Roborock Q7. Also, don't forget that later you can buy a self-cleaning base for it.